Hi, this video is our 1973 Avion Legrand coach, 28 foot. And we're going to do an exterior tour first. We've only owned her 1 month, and the date today is October 23rd, 2016. So as I walk around, you're going to see that on some of the windows, because we know we have a spring project of replacing the gray molding, the weather seal that goes around the windows. Kevin has put some white sealant, just removable sealant in there, so that in the spring we can come back and fix that. Stone guard we have up, the rock guard, and so we have nice bay window, let's call it that, in the front. We do also have the power lift system, and we do have the other original LP tank. We've just been using one of our own for now while we've been working in her, and the black box is the battery compartment. We do have the power jack lift, which is really excellent to have. The 14229 was the original number for when this coach was first made. There was a Travelcade Club, it was called, that people who owned these Avions would get together over the course of the in New England and also nationally. This was part of the New England chapter, and it was the 14229 number membership. So they nationally, I think the numbers were, so they were the 14,000 some odd members. Here we are at the rear. And again, a couple projects in the spring. We're going to be repainting that spare tire cover with a kind of a deep turkey red. Our theme colors are going to be silver, black, white, and that turkey red. And also the bumper, which is all original, is going to need to get a new coat of silver spray paint. You can see some more of that white. Our plan is to put a black and white striped awning on the curbside, the full awning, and then also on the windows on the other side, either a full awning or separate window awnings. Definitely the priority is going to be this back bathroom window, to make sure that we get an awning put on that, retractable awning put on that. Actually, next spring would be a goal for that. So that when you have that window open, if it starts raining, you're not going to get any rain into it. That one slides, whereas the other ones all crank out, and so that's not a problem for those, because you can have the window open even in a rainstorm. Some of this trim looks like it's short to us. I don't know whether they didn't measure right or something, but at some point we may want to look at replacing that. The snaps above the wheels, another project for us for this winter. This was originally where a drop-down, like a Sunbrella fabric cover would have covered the wheels, and certainly when you have the awning out and you're using this for entertaining and things, it's going to be nice. We're going to make a black and white striped cover for that will go right down, cover the wheels, and hit the ground at ground level, so that when you're sitting there, you're not looking into the axles and things. The two round over under, that's the furnace exhaust, and then this this plate here with the ribs is the refrigerator. So we'll head on inside. I'll get in a little bit closer here. You can see this coach was produced in February of 1973. Yes, I was a sophomore in high school at that time, and it is the Legrand model. So it's got all the original stickers and things on it, and it was serial number 73-L for Legrand-28156 model Legrand. This is the upscale.
Representing 156 model made.
Okay, right. The 156th coach that rolled off the assembly line in 1973. Okay, so Kevin's going to open the door for me. And love this screen door. When we saw that screen door the first time, I mean, that just threw me. I was just in love with that. Not a lot of the coaches are found with those anymore. I think at some point they got taken off, replaced, whatever. But that is the original. Here we are inside. We've done a little bit of work in here. Originally when we bought it, now these cushions and this dinette actually are not original to the coach. Originally this coach was built with a shelf off just below that front window, and settee, a couch, a gaucho couch that would pull down for a double bed. Previous owner to us inherited this coach from his uncle, who was the second owner, so we are the fourth owners. When Ryan, the person we bought it from, when he inherited the coach in 2010, he decided to take out the couch and the retractable dinette table and put in this permanent dinette. It's got storage underneath. His grandmother made the cushions, so they are not original either. But the table that he had here was very large, extended quite a bit over each of the cushion sides, which made it very difficult to get in and out. And you felt kind of claustrophobic when you were sitting in there. So we decided, after looking at it and realizing we had this great handmade table that we had had custom made for us by one of our Sutler reenactors. It's all solid wood, and it folds and collapses. Those chocks come out and then the legs fold up and can lay right on the floor. We took the original dinette table, cut it into 15.5 inch lengths, maintaining the width, so now it will sit down right inside underneath here. You can see where there's a ledge where those boards sit, and we also drilled the holes in there so it makes it much easier to open all the under storage, and the battery converter is up underneath this right side bench. So now those boards sit down in that ledge. This table collapses and goes underneath all that. These cushions slide in. We have a couple extra bolsters you can see over here that were made to fill in any gaps needed. And so now, voila, we have a double size, easily a double size bed. So when grandchildren or guests of ours, Sarah and Jay, whatever, come to stay, we have place for them. It also has turned out that, because Kevin and I are not very tall, we can lay on these, put our backs against these pillows and extend our legs completely out, and the table becomes like a nice little coffee table in between the two of us, and for watching TV or just chit-chatting and things at night, it's perfect. It's like we each have our own little reclining chair. Could not pass up the little Airstream. It is an Airstream, but it looks like an Avion wind chime. Look at that. How cute is that, huh? Couldn't pass that up. And so when I turn around, you'll be able to see how the TV, how they created that. These little shelf units were added on at some point by one of the two, the first original owner or the second, and they really have worked out beautifully. Looking at the kitchen area, the wood is in beautiful shape. All the cabinets stay, nicely closed when they're supposed to. We got really lucky and found these sink covers buried underneath the kitchen sink in the cabinet there. I had thought they were maybe going to be gone, but they were there, and I was thrilled because they're very expensive to replace. And underneath each one has its own butcher block and Lexan plastic cover, so that's perfect. We're going to have a little, put those right here. We're going to have a little project with our stove this year. The top is not bad. Of course, this folds up, but the cook plate area itself, the stainless is a little pitted, a little bit rusted. As you can see, it definitely got a lot of use, which is a good thing. But I think we're going to try to get that back to a decent finish, and if not, then what I'm going to do is I have that same cherry, the dark turkey red, excuse me, and we're going to spray paint that in the spring, and that'll look great. It'll be a nice accent. Yeah, the paint is made for high heat, so it'll be fine. Restoring the luster of the wood, we used this stuff, which really worked out fabulously. I'm going to turn it just a little bit so to make sure you can see the labels well. This stuff goes on, no pre-prep needed. We use the maple pine. There are different colors to it, but we wanted to go with something that was fairly light. It really enhances the wood. It soaks in, and you just put it on and let it just soak in over. It took ours a couple of days before it actually completely soaked in. Now you can see Kevin's extended the TV out. This is on an original arm with a tray that you can have your option of either watching from your living room or watching from your bedroom. It's awesome. And to think that in 1973, 44 years ago, they thought to do that kind of multi-purpose thing is pretty excellent. We're going to upgrade the TV to something larger. It can handle it because obviously 1973, the televisions were a lot heavier then than they are now. So we're going to try to go with, what would you say, like a 22 to 24 inch with a built-in DVD player, which will really be great. Another thing we've already succeeded in doing is when we first bought the coach, the former owners, Ryan, had put in a brand new Dometic refrigerator. It's an 8 cubic foot. And but it had black plexiglass, a lot of stickers all over it from places they had been. And we're not bemoaning the fact that this coach has, probably between all three owners prior to us, we're probably looking at well over, what would you say, 100,000 miles. It's been to Alaska, it's been to North Dakota, it's been to California multiple times. And in fact, it was to California and back and through North Dakota, South Dakota, Utah, everywhere, just in the last 6 years. So she's really roadworthy. But we decided that the black plexiglass with all the stickers on it just was not us. So we had one of these panels, the top panel. This is a vinyl that is actually a ceiling panel. We had bought some and used some very successfully in our old Class A RV motorhome as a backsplash. Well, these are actually ceiling tiles, so they're 2 feet by 2 feet, which made the width perfect for us to just trim a little bit off. It is vinyl, but it looks like the old-fashioned punched tin. It has a complete relief to it. You can feel, but it's completely washable, very lightweight, so it doesn't add. In fact, we've reduced the weight by taking that plexiglass out. We absolutely have reduced some of the weight on the camper, and we think it looks awesome. It really complements with the wood finish. The color scheme we used was called cracked copper, and I found the other two panels on Amazon with no problem at all, and they shipped them to us. They were the exact same price as we paid for the one panel, like, oh golly, 5-6 years ago, so that was a good deal. Project coming up, we had to take down the shroud, the interior, well, first of all, the exterior mesh frame that went around the ceiling, both ceiling fans in the ceiling. There's one, that's the air conditioner. There's another one in the bedroom area. The shrouds are no longer made except for at KO Avion Restoration, which is out in Michigan, and, or Minnesota, excuse me. And he has a fellow who is fabricating them for them. So we have 2 of those coming. They will need to be put up into their, it's kind of like a funnel. So the air circulates up into the fan area, and
Just like in your car.
And it just makes it more efficient. And then the mesh we're going to be working on actually today, the mesh frame. We had a suggestion on one of the forums that somebody said just get a Krylon ivory and spray paint it very lightly, because over the years the mesh is discolored. Even though we tried to wash it with OxyClean and things, it still just didn't quite do it. So let's walk back here a little bit and take a look at the floor. We did just install yesterday new carpet runner here. This is all been originally the floor underneath the kitchen was replaced with 3/4 inch marine plywood within the last 6 years. He did a lot of work with that, but kind of left off at the bedroom and the bathroom area, and he just had a little remnant that was stuck in there and notched in to fit in the doorway. We wanted to make a better job of that, and we wanted to complete the transition between the vinyl and the carpet, because otherwise that vinyl, it's going to start chipping and chipping away.